All right, let's take a look at some of the top wide receivers that are available in this upcoming draft, and tell me who you might think the Browns have an interest in. I know you're familiar with a couple of them. Drake London intrigues me just because he's 6'5". There's a couple of Buckeyes that I know that you are familiar with, and a former Buckeye. Of course, Williams tore his ACL in the national championship game. When you look at these guys, who pops out at you? Who do you think fits in and makes Baker Mayfield better, or whomever the quarterback is of the Browns better day one?
I think number one's got to be Garrett Wilson. I mean, there's really not much I don't think he can do on the football field. He's fast. He gets separation. He's absolutely elite with the ball in his hands. I've raved before about his otherworldly body control, whether it's airborne going to make a catch or even adjusting his body while his feet are on the ground. Those different things make him absolutely special. And I mean, we've seen so many times in the NFL, you don't need to be a big receiver to really have an impact on a game. Now, my number two guy is actually not in that list. I like Treylon Burks from Arkansas. He's a guy that, I mean, I've talked about him before. I call him the walking mismatch, 6'3", 225. He's fast. The more I watch of Treylon Burks, the more I love Treylon Burks as a prospect, especially because he's the type of guy that all these defenses in the SEC with their highly talented players knew he was going to be targeted. They still couldn't stop him. He's too big for most corners. He's too fast for most linebackers and safeties, and he has very good hands. So there's a lot to like about that. Drake London, I like at number 3. Size is amazing. He moves better than a guy who should at 6'5", 210. He's coming off an injury, which concerns me. And the injury to Jameson Williams is when I kind of drop in the 4. If he had tore his ACL or whatever, 3 months earlier after a hot start, maybe this is a different situation. But I think he almost be better served going to a team, at least right now, that can afford to wait on him. I don't think the Browns can afford to wait on a receiver because, I mean, again, this is January. You're talking about 9 months or so to heal from a torn ACL. That puts you into October with no training camp, and the Browns need a guy who can help out immediately at receiver, which is unfortunate for Williams because, I mean, he showed just how special he is this season, just with game-breaking speed, the ability to even work underneath and make things happen. Needs to get a little stronger, but I think that comes with age and physical maturity.